Hello, ma'am.
Hi Anita, how are you?
Fine, good. How are you?
I'm very well, fine, thank you. Just give me a minute. Let me set up my phone in the kitchen.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
How are you, Anita?
Good. I'm going to make now.
Today I'm going to make.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. You like this one?
Yes.
Now you are where? Near Ottapalam or?
No. On the bar, no.
Hmm.
In a koi court.
Okay.
How are you, Shiva?
Hi.
Hello, Shitil.
Hello, Anita. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Hi, Sheetal. Hi.
Hello everyone.
Hi. Hello.
I'm very excited to learn the puff pastry.
Yeah.
I hope you all have taken out the butter from the fridge now. Keep it on the counter with y'all. If y'all are making along with me.
Yes, we are making with you. Butter.
Keep the butter and the cold water ready with flour and salt. Yes. In the meanwhile, you can chop the butter in this big pieces. Okay, I will show you. Big pieces.
Okay. How much you must take? 250 grams?
250 grams. If you want to make half the recipe, just half it. 125 grams you can use.
Okay.
Depends on how much you want to make.
No, it will be that will be in so much of quantity if you make
I
it.
will show you how much it is. So I have made one ready because I wanted to show you how it will look after baking. So it's this big sheet. So approximately 8 to 10 pieces of puff pastry will be made with this.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to make small quantity for trial, you can make half the recipe. So 125 grams of butter can be chopped in small pieces.
Okay, okay, okay. I'll make a little, then I'll make afterwards. It will be better.
That's why I
Because we
said,
two, only we both are there for eat.
correct. That's why I said, if you want, you can make half the recipe.
Okay, okay. Let
So
me
just
do 125 gram. Okay. Okay.
125 grams of cubes of butter.
Okay.
Make good, almost 1-inch cubes. Don't make too small.
Okay.
Can this puff pastry be used for puffs or something?
Yes, we can make many things with it. I will show you 2-3, like one sweet and one savory. So you have an idea.
So then you don't have to shape it and stuff it and then bake it.
Of course, we have to do that. But
So
this
don't
is
we
the
have to have our stuffings ready then?
So no. So this puff pastry, basic puff pastry, I'll teach you. I have kept my filling ready. You can make any filling that you would want. Just 1 minute, Vidu. Any filling that you want. I will demonstrate it today. So then later on, once, because puff pastry will take time, to make the sheets itself. So
Okay.
in the meanwhile, while the sheets are getting ready, you can do something else, like make filling. Or I will teach you one of the savory cookies also that can be made with puff pastry.
Okay, thanks.
So that's why I've kept one sheet ready. So while you're making, I can show you what all can be done with the puff pastry.
Is the recording is on, right? Prija? Is Prija there? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Recording is going on, ma'am.
Has the class started?
Yeah, when I logged in, it showed a recording going on.
No. Class, have we started the teaching? Has she started, Vishali?
Ma'am, I just logged in.
Okay. Hi, Vishali, how are you?
Hi, I'm very well. How are you, Ekta?
I'm good.
No, I haven't started teaching yet. The ones who were there, I've just asked them to cut the butter in cubes, take it out from the fridge and make it into cubes.
Okay, all right. So before we start the class, we'll just do 3 ohms and then everyone can continue. Prija, you can mute, everyone can mute, and then I will just say the prayer. Om. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, Vishali, for coming in again. And the short notice, you even changed the recipe. Thank you so much. Over to you.
So hi, everyone. So today we'll be making rough puff pastry. So rough puff pastry is basically that can be quickly done. So pastries are basically, these are lamination pastries. These are of 2 types. One is the rough one, which we can quickly make it, okay, at a very short notice. You just have to put the things together, form a rough dough, then roll it out, which I'll show you. And the second puff pastry is the traditional one, in which we make a butter block and then we seal it in the dough. Okay, and then we again roll it, how we do the rough pastry as well. The only difference is with the lamination, the exact puff pastry, there is a fear that the butter might come out, and then you kind of get a little hassle with it. With rough pastry, you don't really have to worry. You just have to cut the butter cubes, okay, cold ones. Okay, you have to make sure that the water is chilled, the butter is cold, and it needs to be cut in cubes. Whoever has joined now, I'm showing you all what the cubes look like. Okay, since it's the first time you all are making it, there might be times that the sheets may become a little too brittle or crispy, but that's completely okay. So that's why I suggest, if you want, make half the recipe also. That's completely okay. So you can take 125 grams of butter to 125 grams to flour. So whoever wants to make half the recipe, you all are free to do it.
So it's a lot of butter, Vaishali. So that's needed for the crispiness. Eh?
Yes, and the layering. Basically, the butter goes in each layer. If you all want, I have a proper puff pastry sheet also. I'll show you all. That again is homemade. Let me just show it to you. I can show you all the difference once. So this is the block that I had made just yesterday. If you all notice, I don't know if you all can see the layers of butter. Okay, so this is how traditional puff pastry is, wherein you can see the layers of multiple layers of butter. Okay, this is the one which is a little tricky because we are always worried that the butter might seep out. If you all want, I can teach you all this also a little later in the next session, once we master the rough puff pastry. You just keep it back. In the meanwhile, you all can chop the butter. Don't chop the butter too small because it will start melting. We want the butter to be inside the dough. It should be visible. Now, I just now showed you all the traditional rough puff pastry. Now, this is the rough puff pastry, and why I'm asking you all for the butter to be in blocks is because the flour, the dough will coat the butter. If you can see in this, you can see butter, flecks of butter in this. When you all notice, I don't know if you all can see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this I've kept ready. So once we make dough and chill the dough, I can show you how to make different varieties, savory and sweet. A lot of things can be done with puff pastry. You can make puffs. You can make palmier cookies. Those are coated in sugar. You can make quiche, tiny quiche. You can make like a tart size puff pastry and then use filling in that. In that you can make sweet, savory, whatever you want. Everything tastes good with butter and flour.
Only thing is we have to control the portion to eat.
Yeah, but it's something that you can always indulge once in a while.
Yes, yes. It's a great recipe. Thank you.
You're welcome. So first I'll weigh the flour. I'm making the entire batch of it. Hold on, just one moment, please. I'm sorry. So now I'm going to weigh the flour and I'll just turn the camera because I do not have a tripod. Please kindly adjust. So I will weigh the flour, 250 grams of flour. That's maida. Okay. I have already weighed the butter. That's 250 grams of chopped cold butter. Some salt, just a teaspoon of salt. We don't want it too salty because when we use it for savory, it becomes a little too salty. So just 1 teaspoon of salt. At any point, if you all are confused or you all want to ask any questions, do please go ahead and ask. Cold water. Okay. So now I'll begin the process. I'll just ask my son to help me out with holding the camera. Just give me a minute.
So this is the maida and then you've added salt.
Maida and salt. So now what you do is you just add, can you hold it a little higher? You just add the chopped butter. Okay. And just coat the butter with the flour. On the Okay, just coat it. Don't squish the butter, please. Okay, do not squish the butter. Okay, once it's coated, okay, you have to work fast with this because the butter starts to melt and we don't want a melted butter mess. Okay, like you can see, the lumps are there. Just take enough water, add little by little, okay, water, don't add too much water. And just press and hold. Don't squish it, just press and hold.
Beena, can you please mute?
Yes.
Hi, Ekta.
Hi, Priya. Vishali
everyone.
is teaching us today, so she's just doing the process.
Okay, can she repeat just for like जो भी अभी तक हुआ है?
So sure.
I think, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just,
hi.
hi Priya. I've just started with making the dough. I have added salt in the flour and the cubes of butter. Like you can see big lumps of butter. Now you just have to hold it together, okay?
And like Vishali, like my butter is 100 gram. So the flour should be 250 gram or it should be 100 gram?
100 grams, equal gram of butter and flour.
Okay, fine. Fine, Vishali. And salt?
And salt just for you it will be less than half a teaspoon since you're making just with 100 grams, right? So see, it should just enough water so it holds, okay? Just enough water. Now don't over knead it, okay? Once this is done, now it is enough, okay? Don't add too much water also, okay? Just enough to hold the shape. Like you can see now the dough is holding the shape, but don't squish the dough, please. Hold behind both your hands, please. Okay, now I will not knead the dough further. Like you can see, the dough is not made completely. It is just enough to hold, okay? I'm repeating this time and again because otherwise you will end up melting the butter with your hands. You have to work very fast in this because our body heat tends to melt the butter. Hold it. Then you will know where you're holding the camera. No? Okay. Yeah, dough it down. Dough it down. Keep it on the dough only, okay? Cling wrap area. Now I'm
Would you
going
like to see, pin and see if this is correct like this? Can you see my atta?
Can you just hold the dough and show me? Like hold
Yeah.
it together. Is it forming shape? Yeah, I think it's forming shape, right?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it a little too soft? Ekta, yours?
Soft as in there is more water?
Yeah, I'm asking you, is it sticking too much to your fingers?
It is sticking slightly, yes.
Yeah. So add a little bit flour, okay? So that
Okay,
I'll
okay.
show you. So now
Sure.
I am holding the dough, okay? And now I'm
Okay.
leaving. Okay, can you see the difference?
Yeah, got it.
See. So it should not be too much water. So in case if you've added too much water, just add enough flour so that it is not too sticky, okay?
Got it.
Okay. So next, while you're doing that, I've taken the cling wrap and I'm just going to dump this entire flour mess, okay, on the cling wrap. If you all don't have a cling wrap, you can take any plastic sheet also. What you all have at home, you all must be having very thin plastic bags. You can use that or you can use baking paper also. It's completely fine.
I'm using like this silver paper. Can you use this? This is a cover.
Yes, will do. No problem. The only thing is why I'm asking you to cover this is because you can make shape with it. Plastic and sheets like this. See, now what I'm doing is I'm just, can you hold this now on the dough, please? Thank you. So now you can see specks of butter, right? Now what I'm doing is with very light hands, I'm pressing it onto the plastic sheet. Okay. And making a rectangular shape. I am not kneading the dough. Again, I'm telling you, I am not kneading the dough. I am just making a shape. Okay. See, my dough is not too sticky. Please understand, if the dough is too sticky, add a little flour and don't overwork the butter. You should be able to see like this butter in the dough.
How thick should it be?
So now we are not rolling. We are just in the very primary phase of making the sheets. So right now we are just forming the dough. Thickness and all will come after we roll out.
Okay.
Okay, now that's it. Now that I have formed the shape, okay, I'm just going to wrap it. Okay, just wrap it into the rectangular shape. Wait, on top, on top. Hold it like this. Okay, just hold it like this. See, I just have to press it down like this. Okay, like you can see the specks of butter. Okay, so that's it. Now we will put this in the fridge for half an hour. Okay.
Fridge or freezer, ma'am?
Fridge, no freezer.
Okay.
Okay, do not put this in the freezer, please, because I will tell you why. The dough will become too hard then you can't work with it. Okay, so this sheet, I have not yet rolled it out. Let me tell you, I have not rolled it out. This is just to form the dough now.
We have not added sugar now.
Just one, please.
Ma'am, is this
sorry.
fine?
Added sugar.
Not now. Sugar is for later when I'm going to make cookies. Now only add like less than half a teaspoon for you, Priya, less than half a teaspoon of salt.
Ma'am, what about this? Is this okay? I've done half the recipe.
Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Try to see, you can see those cracks, right?
Yeah.
On the dough.
Yeah.
Just put it on the surface and just press it down. Okay.
The
Don't
cracks?
mix the butter. Yeah, just press it down. Like how I showed you all while I wrap the dough. Just press it down. Once the cracks disappear, put it in the fridge for half an hour.
I put like this, ma'am.
Okay.
In this silver
Yes,
plate.
perfectly fine. See, it should not be exposed to air, okay? Otherwise,
No,
the
no.
dough will dry out.
No, I covered it fully and
Perfect.
keeping them.
Yes. Now keep it in the fridge.
Is this correct?
Yes, ma'am. Perfectly fine.
Okay.
Can you see? I can see some cracks. Can you put it on a flat surface and bring it together? And if possible, try to make it as rectangular as possible.
Okay.
And we are done with the first step. So that's how quickly you can do this. If anyone is stuck, please let me know. I will just go put on my oven on and I'll get back. Give me a minute.
We also want to put the oven, ma'am. We also
No, you all have a little longer to make. Since I have made the sheets, I just wanted to show you all what all can be done while our dough is chilling. Yeah. Is everyone done with putting the dough in the fridge?
Ma'am, just a minute.
No problem. Take your time.
Excuse me, ma'am. Just check whether is this okay? Can't hear. Can't hear.
I did not unmute myself.
Um,
You can keep it in the fridge now.
okay.
Yes, keep it in the fridge for half an hour.
Okay. Thank you.
Why we keep it in the fridge is basically this butter has to chill, because now that we've worked with the butter has become a little softer. As you may have realized it's sticking to our finger, and we want the butter to layer between the dough, so that when we bake, the butter will make those layers, okay, between the dough. So that's the reason chilling is very important for puff pastry. One. Second is, please keep the dough covered at all times. Okay. And you can keep this dough, like make the sheets ready beforehand, and you can use it as and when you want. So it's very convenient. So if you all have someone coming over, or you all want to make it in advance for some party or anything, any occasion, make it in advance and then keep it. And all you have to do is, like, now I made this in the morning. Okay. This sheet, I made it in the morning to show you all. This is rough puff pastry. And I've kept my filling ready. This is my paneer filling. Okay. Any recipe you can use. You can make it with potato. You can make it with mixed veg. You can make it, if you all are eating non-vegetarian food, then chicken, anything under the sun can be filled in it. But just make sure that the filling is not too watery. The filling has to be dry. Okay. Another thing you can do is the sweet one. That is the reason I told you all to keep the sugar ready, because you can quickly make it once your puff pastry is ready. I will show you both the varieties now. Is everyone ready to see the further process once the puff pastry is made? May I continue then? Anyone who is not done? Okay, everyone is done. Okay. Like I said, I have kept the filling of paneer ready. This is the puff pastry. Hold on, let me just show it to you. Once the dough is made, I have rolled this 3 times. Okay. So, the sheets now, there will be 27 sheets, 27 layers in this. Okay. Because I have rolled it 3 times, like in this fold. Okay. Like you can see that it's folded. I'll show you all how to make this after the dough comes out of the fridge. Okay. Just one moment. Okay. So now I'm just going to dust the surface, place my sheet down.
Your video is stuck, Vaishali. Now it's okay. Yeah.
Now it's okay. Okay. So then I'm just going to roll out the dough. I will show you how to do that. One moment. Let me call one of my children. Okay, so I'm going to roll out the dough. If it is getting stuck like this, if you can see on my rolling pin, it's a little wet still. So add dust little bit of flour and just roll it out. Okay. So I can roll it properly. She slanted her. She slanted her. Okay. So you can also see what I do. See it in the window. Don't add too much flour, just dust it a little. Otherwise, the layers will not. Okay. So then what you do is you fold it into 1/3 and overlap the other third part. Okay. And then again, I'm going to put this in the fridge for some time because my butter is still very soft and I want the butter to be chilled. Wrap it again. Okay. And put it in the fridge for some time. Just a minute. I put it in the freezer for like barely 2 minutes. I'll put it so that the butter comes together, and then I'll make the sheets of puff pastry first with the filling, and then I will show you all the cookies. Just 2 minutes, let it chill a little bit because it's getting stuck to the surface. That's why. Do you all have any questions in the meanwhile?
Ma'am, how many times do we roll it that way?
Minimum, you have to, like these 3 folds, you have to make it at least 3 to 4 times. The more times 3 to 4 times is sufficient. The more times you roll, the more the layers are. But ideally, people just fold 3 to 4 times. That's it. Not more than that. Yeah, because you get good layers with that. And the only thing
every time you need to put, dust it with maida.
Dust it, because if it is getting stuck, like the butter is coming out, you just have to add little maida. Don't put too much maida because then the butter will start soaking the maida.
Okay, but if the butter doesn't come out, if it is absolutely, then there is no need to put?
No need, no need. I am just putting dust.
We just fold it that way and roll it.
Correct. Butter should not get stuck to the surface, is why we are dusting the maida. Yeah, because this entire process usually takes about 1.5 hours to 2 hours minimum. And I made this dough just before we started the class. That's why the butter is still a little soft. If we give sufficient time, do it half an hour chilling, the butter will not get stuck to the surface and you will use minimum flour. Okay, let me just see if the butter is still okay. Okay, so now it's not getting stuck as much. I'm putting very little flour. I'll just turn the camera over to show you all. If you see, the flour is just bare minimum. It's not much flour.
Ma'am, how thick should we roll it?
I'll just show it to you all. Let me just roll it quickly so that we can make the sheets. Okay. It's barely, if you, oh, I'm sorry, it's not turned yet. Okay, if you see, it's not too thick. It's like 2-3 millimeters. Not, if you can see this thickness, it's barely 2 or 3 millimeters. Okay, not too thick. Okay. Then we cut it. Now I'm going to cut the edges. If you see, these edges are uneven. Okay, the layers will not come out well if I don't cut the edges. That's why I'm going to trim the edges now. Okay, the edges are trimmed now. I've trimmed the edges. Made 2 parts for the filling to be put. This is paneer that I have used. So what I do is keep it like this. Okay. And just one moment, please. And use a fork to just press down the edges. Okay. I'm going to place them in a lined.
Ma'am, the sides we need to press.
No, it's okay if you don't want to press. I usually like to keep it open because then you can see the layers. Okay, so I have kept it open and I've just shut this opening from where we have added the filling. Okay. I want to put both the things together. So I'm going to, where did I go? I'm going to keep this in the fridge before I pop it in the oven. I will show you all second thing. That is a sweet cookies. Okay. You all get castor sugar anywhere. Okay. So castor sugar, all you have to do is take some castor sugar. Put it on the sheet like this. This is castor sugar, okay, which is a very fine sugar.
Can they use powdered sugar if they don't have?
No, I would say use castor sugar because it slowly caramelizes and gives a good effect. Okay, just put a layer of castor sugar and roll it over using the rolling pin. Okay, I'll show you all once I'm done. Okay. So I'm just using the rolling pin just to press down the sugar in the sheet. Okay. Then what I do is, I don't know if you all can see it. Let me just, Vidhi.
You're on mute, Vaishali.
Okay. So what I do is roll it once, roll it twice, then again roll it. Okay. This is done. We add more sugar. Okay. And then the final roll. Okay. We add sugar at the bottom surface as well and roll the dough like this on this. Okay, like you can see this. Now this dough has become again a little softer. Maybe just hold it a little higher, no? Like you can see. Okay. It'll come in the shape of heart after we've cut it. Just roll it in sugar and put it in the fridge again for some time so that it forms a shape. Thank you. I'm going to pop this in the fridge as well. So these cookies are a form of palmier cookies. If you all like cinnamon, you can add a bit of cinnamon powder as well with the sugar. It gives a hint of cinnamon. It depends on your liking what you like. So now I've taken out the puff pastry. I'll show you all a trick too. Since it's eggless, okay, if you are eating egg, you can do an egg wash. Egg wash is nothing but you mix one egg with a little milk and what do you say? You put a layer coating of it on top of the puff pastry to give it a shine and browning. But I'm going to use milk. That also does the same thing. Okay. I'm just going to turn it over. Okay. And brush the milk. This will go in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius for about 15 to 20 minutes until it has browned and the layers have puffed up. So depending on your oven, if your oven is not at 200 degrees, say if it is not browning, put it on 210 also, it's okay. Okay, see how your puff pastry is puffing up, but don't put it less than 200 degrees.
So
Okay,
both rods or only lower rod? Both upper and lower rod?
Both rods, both the
For
rods.
all
Okay.
15 minutes.
Yes. Also, if possible, use a parchment paper because these tend to stick to the base. Okay, you get parchment paper in the market. You can use a parchment paper. It just makes your life easier so that you don't have to scrape the bottom of the tins.
And
I'll
one
just
question, Vishali,
Yeah.
I just forgot. So once we made the pastries, these patties, the filling, do we need to keep it in the fridge for some time? We have to keep it in the fridge?
I kept it in the fridge because I was doing two things at a time.
Yeah,
You can
so direct, you know? Oh.
Yes, yes. If I did not have to make the cookies, I would have popped it in the oven by now. So I'm just going and putting it in the oven.
You need to unmute, I think.
Okay. So the cookies that we had put in the fridge, what I'm going to do is just cut it. Okay. Okay. If you see, it will form like this shape. And when they bake, these will open into tiny hearts. Okay. You have to dust it in again some caster sugar. I'm going to take some caster sugar on my surface. Okay. Each cookie, just roll it in the caster sugar on both sides. And place it. I'll just quickly work with it so that it doesn't go soft again. 1 centimeter. Okay, the cookies need to be cut in a centimeter. I will show. Turn the camera to show you all how it looks. See. Okay, just a finger size, approximately 1 centimeter. Okay, and you roll it. Roll it in the sugar. And keep it. Okay, I'm quickly going to do it because I can't multitask holding the phone. Sorry. Once it's done, I'll show you all how it looks in the tray. You have to keep rolling it in the sugar because the sugar is what will make it taste yum. And this is the sweeter option for the puff pastry. And this you don't have to brush it with milk because the sugar will give its caramelization. Like you can see the shape now. Okay. Any doubt in this? We are going to put this also in the oven in a bit once the puffs are ready. Okay, keep a little distance because these are going to open up a bit. Once the layers start opening up, keep gap between the cookies.
What is the temperature and for how long?
200 degrees. Again, these also will go for 200 degrees Celsius for about 10 to 15 minutes. Keep an eye on the cookies because this has sugar. So it will start caramelizing also. Okay, and we don't want bitter cookies. We just want a golden brown color over the cookies. Okay, it should not go black. Otherwise, it will taste bitter. Okay, so I will clean the surface and we can bring out our dough and we can see whether it is ready to be kneaded.
We can't hear you, ma'am. You're on mute.
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. So the edges that we cut, please don't throw it away, or you can repurpose it by just, placing it on the tray and baking it just as it is. It will taste like khari. Those puff pastry that you get, khari in the bakery. You can top it up with garlic, or you can brush a little more butter and just have it just as it is with your tea or coffee. Okay, these don't look pretty, but they taste really good.
Vishali, how do you make those cheese strings? I think that can also be done with this dough, right?
So instead of the sugar, you can just put some cheese. Now, just now, how we made the palmi is, what you can do is you can put cheese and just fold it, like the 3 folds that we do. The final fold, you can put cheese, fold it, okay, and then roll it out, cut it, and then twist it.
Okay.
So you can keep it as it is, like straight ones you can keep.
Right.
So, like I said, with puff pastry, you can do a lot of things, sweet, savory, and these are very quick to make. It's easy to make, it's just time consuming. That's it. That's why I said make it beforehand if you all have any plans to make this, because then it gets easy. So now this is the one which we had put in the fridge, okay? And I will just open, just one moment, please. So before you take out your puff pastry, I would say that keep it inside. First, see how it is done and then do it. Because otherwise you all will miss out on what I'm trying to say. Okay. It'll just take about 2 minutes. After that, you all can begin with your doughs. If everyone is ready. Okay. So this is the dough which we had put in the fridge. Okay. I'm going to put this out on the surface and roll it out. Okay. Just dust the surface and turn it over. Okay, just use the rolling pin. Let me just what you do is you first press it down with the rolling pin, okay? Bring it together. Okay. Wherever you see crack, just press it down first. Okay, and then roll it. I will start rolling now. If the flour or the butter is getting stuck to your rolling pin, just add flour and roll it out. Okay. For the first 2 times, you have to add a little more flour than that is needed because the butter is exposed. Okay. So this is how I have rolled it out now. Okay. After this is done, I'm going to fold it. Okay. It is going to break. Okay. So don't get hassled if it breaks. Okay. Because this is the first turn that we are making. It is going to.
Now that you're doing it, can you ask someone to show it or just move this angle a little because
just
you may make a mistake.
Yeah.
So you can unmute also.
Okay. So see, my dough is going to break now, but that's completely okay. This is the first time only that it was first 2 times it may break. Just lift it, put it in 2/3. You have use both your hands now, please. Okay. Bring it together as much as possible. Okay. Add more flour and roll it out. Chicken slant away the nashi. Makshi wachu nashi slanter. So I can have space to roll it out. आणि हज्जे पडा ना तुम्ही फोनवर पडा. हंग तेव्हा डोळे दाखय अशी अशी समजलं तू डो वेर दाखय ना तेव्हा डो वेर दाखय ना शोना डो वेर दाखय ठीक है लग गई हो. Okay, this my butter is still very soft, so I'm going to put it again in the fridge. But the basic idea is make it in rectangle as much as possible, roll it out and fold it over. If the butter is getting stuck to my hand, that's the reason I'm going to put it in the fridge for some time. It's too soft. I suggest that you all also keep it a little longer because the butter is still very soft. Just 2 minutes. Okay. So the butter is still soft, so I'll have to keep it a little longer in the fridge. I suggest you all also don't take it out from the fridge because mine is still too soft. So I guess yours will be soft too. Okay, I'm going to put it back in the fridge. So the butter is still very soft, so we'd have to wait for some time. So if you all want to take a break or you all want to see how the puff pastry is progressing, I can show that.
Yeah, you can show us how it is. Otherwise, I think we can do later ourselves when it is done. You have shown the procedure. I'll share the videos. You're on mute, Vishali. Vishali, we can't hear.
Yeah, I want to show you all how to roll it because now that the dough is not coming together, you'd have to wait because the fridge is.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
That's why
so
we will.
I'll show you all how the puff pastry is progressing.
Yeah.
See, now it has still not browned completely, but you can see that the layers will start opening up slowly. Okay. So I have to put it in the fridge again, oven again.
Sure. So you can share the pictures when it is done and we can take a look, and I'll share the videos. I took some videos.
Okay.
So the first step was what you just showed me now, no, to roll it. You showed it earlier also with the other dough, but that one was firmer, so easier to roll.
That
I
was
think.
firmer, right? So what I
Yeah.
can do is I can probably make a video and like
You can
what
do
to
that.
do next. Or you all
Yeah.
can take a break and then come back again, whatever works for you all.
I think it's better you send a video and then
Okay.
we all
And
can work on it.
any of you all have any doubts, you all can ask me then.
Hi.
Good. Sure.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
this
Hi,
rolling,
Vidisha.
Yeah, Preja, go on.
this process which you showed, we have to do it for 3 or 4 times.
3 to 4 times. Okay, you have to keep pressing down the dough and roll it out. Add a little flour. It will come together. It will start coming together once the butter gets a little chilled. It will start coming together.
Then again keep it in fridge for 30 minutes. Again take it this, you have to do 3 or 4 times, right,
3
ma'am?
to 4 times you have to do minimum.
Okay.
Okay. And that's when the sheets will start coming together, like the one which I rolled just now. It will become like that eventually.
More the
Okay.
better, ma'am. More the times we roll.
4 times is good enough. Yeah, 4 times is good enough.
Geeta ji, you had a question?
yes, ma'am, if I just make, I have also taken off 250 grams. Now, can I just make half the sweet one and the remaining? I mean, after rolling and
freeze it?
everything, I can just keep it in the fridge?
Fridge, yes. Just make sure that it's covered and it's refrigerated. It should not be exposed. Otherwise, the dough will dry out.
So Vishali, if we don't want to use it like immediately, can it also be frozen and then defrosted, or no, you wouldn't?
No, no. It can freeze up to 6 months in the freezer. So if you
Okay.
make it beforehand, if you don't want to make it anytime soon, just pop it in the freezer. But only thing is be sure that it's covered. That's it. It should be nicely covered.
Okay.
And you keep it in fridge, freezer for up to 6 months. And in the fridge
And in
up to 4
fridge?
to 5 days. 4
Okay.
to 5 days. Then the dough
Okay.
will start covering. So if you're not
Was
going to
that-
make it in the next 4 to 5 days, please pop it in the freezer.
Okay. So probably I'll make it today or tomorrow, depending on the my school. I have to go to the kids' school. But anyway, we all will share
Hi.
our pictures.
Yes.
Anyone
Hi,
else have a
Vidisha
question?
ma'am.
Hi.
Pratibha.
Hi,
Hi.
Vidisha ma'am.
How are you? This is
I
Vishali,
just got a
ma'am.
treat home.
Ma'am, I
Yeah,
have one
you are.
doubt, ma'am.
Because I
Sorry?
was knackered by
Ma'am,
till 12:30
after
and I'm
rolling my
just
One by one. I
getting
think
ready.
Rama, Beena, you have a question, please.
yes.
Go on. You muted yourself, Beena. Can you please unmute and say?
Okay. If you roll one time, again we must keep the fridge. Again we must do the roll 3 times like that.
Correct. Correct.
If you
Once-
roll one time,
Once we take it out from the, so total at least 4 times you have to roll it, like fold it 3 times. This has to
No.
happen 4 times.
no, I'm asking when we roll one time, again we must keep in the fridge. Again we must take, then again roll.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. After every fold that you do, you have to put it in the fridge for half an hour because the butter will become soft, and we don't want the butter to become soft. Otherwise, like how it is getting stuck to the surface, and the purpose is defeated. The butter will start blending into the flour. We want the butter to remain in the flour, not blend in the flour, in the dough basically. We should be able to see the specks of butter.
Okay. Okay.
Got it. Any other question?
Only we can make after 2 hours the baking.
Takes up to 2.5 hours just to make the sheet.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. In
And
the
do you
meantime,
suggest?
what I usually do is while this is going in the fridge, we have a lot of time on hand, right? So that time you can make the filling for the sheets, because the filling also has to cool down before you place it on the sheet.
Right.
Okay. Whichever filling you make, please make sure that the filling is dry and not wet.
Right.
Any other questions?
So Vishali, just send us the
Hi,
video
Vaishali.
when you're doing it. Pratibha has just joined, so she wants to say hello, Vishali.
Hi, Pratibha. How are you?
Hi. How are
Hi.
you? I'm fine. How are you? I
I'm very
cannot
well.
attend because I was in the NACALS. Tomorrow PGRT will come, then I will do the baking there.
Yes, I
Okay, so
would
what
love
are
to
you
see
doing?
this.
I just came because after class I came, no charge was there. That's why I no see. I
No
came
problem.
just now.
Okay, share the
You are
picture
looking
tomorrow,
very
okay?
nice. Very nice view.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will share the video. I will share the video of the
Yeah,
process of this dough that
yeah,
we are making right now.
yeah,
And
yeah.
also of the puff pastries and the cookies. So you all get an idea how it looks.
Vishali, I was just seeing today only, I just came across one Instagram post in which they were making similar cookies and they had put whipped cream and strawberries also in another.
Those are
Can,
with croissants. Those are with croissants.
so we shouldn't be doing it with this
So,
pastry.
so this is not croissant dough. Croissant is with yeast. This does not have yeast. But you
Okay,
can see, like I said, you can make an empty
you
shell.
can try.
And once it's baked, you can top it up with the custard or any cream. It tastes delicious. Or just plain jam.
Yeah, jam we can use, yes.
Now just cut circles, okay? Circles and put it in the muffin trays. Okay, make circles, put it in the muffin tray and bake it. Okay, those shells, you can use those shells to fill anything, any filling. If you all want, I can share what fillings I make for my
Sure,
business.
that would be
I can
nice.
share those recipes. Yes, yes, of course, I'll share those recipes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks
Okay.
a lot, Vishali.
You're
This was
welcome.
you really, gave us a lot of time and it's an effort. Really, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to teach you all. Although I've not yet completed it, once it's done, I'll show it to you all.
Yeah, please, please. We will wait till then. We will let our dough harden a little more. Maybe another half an hour. What do you think?
Another 10-15 minutes at least, I would say.
Okay.
Because
So then
also
you'll
it's
send the
hot
video?
right now. Yeah, I will show it to you all because right now it's very hot. It's afternoon, right? So that's why maybe it's taking a little longer.
Longer, yeah.
For me to work quicker.
Okay. So I will just end with the prayer.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Thank you so much, Vishali.
Thank you, ma'am. Just one last question, certainly. I
Yeah.
forgot.
Do you want a picture, Vishali? We all tend to forget. If you want to take a picture, you can take with everyone.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, someone was asking a question.
Yeah. Instead of
Yes, yes.
unsalted butter, can we take the normal salted butter?
So I will tell you, the Amul yellow one, no, is a little lesser in fat ratio, the salted one.
Salted one.
What
Okay.
will happen is it will start coming out from the sheets and you will have a pool of butter. That's the reason I specifically said either use President. You can use President salted, but then eliminate the salt in the dough. We added salt, right? If you're using salted, do not add more salt because otherwise it will get too salty. The butter salt and the dough salt. Okay, but don't use Amul yellow one because what I have experienced it comes out of the sheets and there's a pool of butter in the tray then. Okay.
By the way, this date cake also I tried. Very easy and excellent. So thank you, Vishali.
Welcome.
Priya and all, who have just joined recently, you can try this as well. It's a simple recipe, the dates cake. And she wanted to do it in a bundt pan. So you can do it in a bundt pan.
Yes,
Okay?
yes, you can. And it's a delicious recipe.
Yes, it is. And no sugar. So
No sugar. It's just pure date.
yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Thank you,
Welcome.
everyone. See you all.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye, Vishali ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Bye, Pratibha. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.